Well, hello, and welcome, 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 friends. I am so incredibly happy you are here. So open up your chat and tell me where you're coming in from. If you have questions, you're going to put a few of question marks in front of the questions as we are going on with the evening. Hello, Katie. Hey, Faye. Cambridge, Mass is in the house. Where are you from, Katie? Carol is here. Well, hello from Northern Virginia. Make sure you're saying it to everyone, not just panelists, you guys. Everyone, so we can all see. Well, hello. Hey, Carol. Hey, Phyllis. We got Ontario here. Katie from Edmonds, Washington. Betsy from Brooklyn. What's up? Laura, hello. I love Boundary Boss, Wakefield, Rhode Island. Well, thanks, Laura. I appreciate that. Cindy from Montana. We got Delete. We got Mary. Faye from Cambridge, Mass, Aurora. Well, hello, Tennessee's in the house. Minneapolis is in the house. I know Jersey's in the house. We got Barb in Vancouver. I'm here in upstate New York. I know that Tracy from my team is in Maine. We got people from all over the world in here. We're so excited that you are here. And listen, we are streaming in 3 different places. So we got you covered in the comments, wherever it is that you're coming in from. Make sure if you're on Zoom in the Zoom chat, I want you to look for your drop-down menu and make sure that you are talking to everyone, because there's also a host and panelists drop-down. And if you do that, then only we get to see you and nobody else. For those of you, if you are on the page, the setting boundaries page, scroll all the way down to the bottom and there's a blue box and you can put your comments in there. So people are going to be monitoring them, and your amazing questions have already come in. So don't worry, we have plenty to cover, but I like to see what you're saying in real time as well. So make sure that you are participating, because I will be asking you to participate. So take a deep breath, and I would like to officially welcome you to the second in our 3-part series, Setting Boundaries with Friends and Family. And I do believe this is quite timely with the holidays right around the corner. As I said, this is the second session in our 3-part series here, collaborating with Sounds True 1, about boundaries. What are we doing? We're celebrating tomorrow's release of the Boundary Boss Workbook. So this is what we're doing, because I'm obsessed with boundaries, and I hope you guys are too. We love talking about it and hopefully teaching you something that lessens your suffering and elevates your joy, because that's really what I'm into. If you don't know me, you happen to be new here, my name is Terri Cole. I am a licensed psychotherapist. I'm the author of Boundary Boss and the Boundary Boss Workbook, shipping out tomorrow. And you can pre-order still right now. If you haven't, please do. You can get it on Amazon and go to boundarybossworkbook.com to get all of the juicy bonuses. I'm so excited to be here on Sounds True 1. This is going to be so much fun tonight. We're so ready. Oh, Eric said the Boundary Boss Workbook already pre-ordered. Laura pre-ordered. Lots of you here pre-ordered. Hey, Mark in London. Hello. Welcome, welcome. So yes, thank you. So many loyal early adapters pre-ordered, which I really appreciate. But you know what? Old and new friends are welcome. So if you're just hearing about it now, there's still plenty of time for you to get the bonuses. All right, before we get started, let's do a grounding, as I love to start everything with a grounding, probably more for me than you, but hopefully you'll get something out of it too. So if you have something that smells delicious, take it out. I always do a quick grounding because I don't know where you were before here. I don't know what you need to do after here, but what I want to do is inspire you. Take a deep breath to relax into this present moment and be here now. So please gently close your eyes. And you can put your hands up sort of in a receiving position on your lap if that's comfortable. Obviously, don't do any of this if you're driving. Gently close your eyes. I just want you to drop your attention inward, right? We're just going to dial into the physical body. How are you feeling? Is there any part of your body that needs your attention? Let's do a quick body scan, just starting from the top of your head, just gently moving down. And if you get to any part of your body, muscles, and it could be thoughts, it could be how you feel in the middle of your chest, you might feel some anxiety for something. Anytime you hit something in your body that needs your attention, I'm going to ask you to stop, take a deep breath into that area, and on the exhalation, visualize that constriction leaving your body with your breath. So start at the top of your head and just take your time moving all the way down. Your face, your neck, shoulders, arms, torso, all the way down to your legs until you get all the way down to the tips of your toes. And just breathe. This is a perfect time to give yourself the gift of your own presence. How much of the time are you focusing on other people? How much of the day is spent prioritizing what other people need, especially if you're a mother or you're a father? So let this be time that we have together, that this is just a gift that you're giving yourself, increasing your ability to create healthy boundaries and to hold on to healthy boundaries in your life. Everything on the other side of that skill set is what you want. Being self-determined, being autonomous. That's what healthy boundaries creates for you. And you can do it one next right action at a time. And I am happy to be here to help you do it. So I'm going to ask you to just focus your attention on your heart chakra just for a moment. We're going to take 2 breaths into this area. Breathing in and imagining if there's anything that's blocking your heart chakra, it's leaving your body with your exhalation. Let's do that one more time. And exhale. This allows you to come to this call with this experience with an open heart. And now I'll ask you to bring your attention to your third eye, which is right between your eyebrows and a little bit up. And let's do the same thing, breathing deeply into this area and imagining anything that's blocking your ability to see with clarity or your intuition, your inner knowing, is leaving your body with your breath. Let's do that one more time. And exhale. This allows you to come to this call with an open mind, which is always a beginner's mind. And now let's set our intention together for this call. Mine will always be what I've always said, which is that you learned something, you have some aha moment, some epiphany in this call tonight that helps you have less suffering and create more joy. And now let's take one last collective deep breath together on the count of 3, and we will exhale audibly with a sigh if you can. 1, 2, 3. Breathing in. Now you can gently open your eyes and come on back. Now, I don't know who needed that, but I definitely did. So if you needed that, you can just say me in any one of the chats. Yes, Betsy needed that. Same. I see lots of people needed that. I want to start with a question, and this is you participating. So if you are here, if you're on Zoom, wherever you are, you can answer in wherever your comment section is. But if you're on Zoom, make sure that you are answering to everyone. Do you ever have difficulty drawing boundaries with the humans who raised you, or your parental impactors, as I call them, because it could be a step-parent or a grandparent who raised you? Do you ever have trouble? Yeah, lots of people are yesing it up over there. Yes, Laura, I see you. Christina, Faye, Mark, yep. Okay, what about when you have to set limits with friends? Do you feel guilty? Or even siblings? I find both. Yeah, lots of guilt, so much guilt. And we all want boundaries with no guilt. Do you know what I mean? And it seems like that is one of the 100%. Yes, Renee said at times. Karen said yes, yes, yes. Phyllis said yes. Last question. Do you ever wait too long to assert the boundary? And then by the time you do, you kind of just explode instead of calmly asserting how you feel. It just like comes out. You're just a volcano. And then there's all the, well, I didn't mean to be so harsh, but Yes, yes, yes. I see you. So, you know what? You're in the exact right place right now. This is the correct workshop for you because I can tell you in my 25 years of being a psychotherapist that the concept itself of boundaries is just endlessly misunderstood, just endlessly, and continues to be. So I want to talk a little bit about some myths about boundaries. And these, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I really want you to think about if you have this, maybe it's kind of hiding a little in your unconscious mind, but do you think that to have good boundaries, you kind of have to be a little mean or maybe aggressive or maybe kind of bitchy, or maybe it's like all no to all the people. We're verbally just punching people in the face. Anybody? Or have you had that vibe? Do you feel like there's this fear that to have good boundaries, we have to be rejecting people all the time? Yeah, it's like a fear that we have. And of course, yeah, it's completely untrue. Of course, obviously there wouldn't be an art of boundaries if that were true. Um, if someone behaves this way, though, sort of the my way or the highway crew, these people who have rigid boundaries, where if they would sooner cut you out than tell you that they're upset with you, that's having disordered boundaries. That's not someone who has good boundaries. That's someone who has disordered boundaries. And then there's other descriptions of having boundaries where it's like knowing where you end and the other person begins. And I kind of like that. Really, when you think about it, Brene Brown had probably the simplest one that I use a lot, descriptions, which is letting someone know what's okay with you and what's not okay with you. That's basically what we're doing. From a practical and actionable point of view, though, I want us all to be on the same page as to what I'm talking about when we're talking about boundaries tonight. So I want you to think about boundaries as your own personal rules of engagement. So this, again, lets people know what's working for us and what's not working for us. Your boundaries, though, are made up of, they're very personal to you. So there's definitely no one size fits all when it comes to boundaries. Your boundaries are made up of your preferences, your desires, your limits, and your deal breakers. And you have every right to have those things, even if people don't understand them. Part of what I teach you to do is communicate them with clarity, right? We don't have to communicate them with hostility or making assumptions that the other person is going to say no or is going to be mean about it, right? It's really our job is to keep our side of the street clean, and other people's side of the street is not our business. But I find a lot of times, especially if you suffer from codependency, we can feel like we got to keep our side of the street clean and everyone else's side of the street clean as well. When we really think about not setting boundaries with people, like if we're saying yes when we really want to say no, or we're not really asserting the truth about how we feel, is that really nice? Because so much of the time my clients will say, well, I just want to be nice. I just didn't want them to think I wasn't being nice. Anyone else here have that disease of wanting to be nice all the time? Yeah. So let's be honest with ourselves. If we're saying yes when we really want to say no, sincerely, is that being nice? And we all know the answer is it is not. It is dishonest, really. Even if your heart or you think your heart is in like a good place, we're still misleading people. We're giving people corrupted data about how we feel, about who we are, and about what we want. And that has really far-reaching ramifications in our relationships. And if we do it for too long, right, where do we end up? We're in relationships with people who don't know us. And you want to talk about existential loneliness, that will create it. Yeah, people pleaser, Laura said. Yeah, how many people are people pleasers? Listen, I feel like, what do I like to say? I don't like to say it. It's just true. Most of us were raised and praised for being self-abandoned and codependents, simply because it's true. It's basically be amenable, be pleasing to others. Make sure that take the temperature of all the people in all the rooms, which many of us do, right? Making sure everyone has what they need. Yeah. Oh, Mark said, always delaying the boundary. Yeah, because we can also come up with lots of good reasons, Mark, not to set the boundary, right? I call this the lies we tell ourselves about boundary setting, where someone, we know we need to set a boundary with someone because they screamed at us or whatever. And we're like, well, I think they're really stressed at work. I don't think they meant it. You know what I mean? And you're like, they don't have to mean it. You still have to draw a boundary about what is acceptable behavior for you. Yet it's hard. And so much of it is because we don't have the words,